don't do this at home, kids. Welcome and welcome back to my channel, everyone. If you guys are new here, my name's Mahala and I do DIYs, room makeovers and furniture flips, obviously. I'm amongst the furniture today, so I will be doing a furniture flip. I am just doing one of these pieces today, but I wanted to sort of set up with both of them because I found both of them on the side of the street. I think it was about a couple weeks ago. It'll probably be a little longer by the time the videos come out. They were on the side of the street as I was coming back from a hair appointment, and I just thought I have to have these. They're free, I see potential, and then I thought, how do I get them in my car by myself? It was a mighty challenge, let me tell you, but there were two very kind strangers that helped me out. So today we're actually not going to do the TV console here. I am going to work on this cabinet, completely transform it, and then in another video I'll work on the TV console. Let's get this piece out of the way so we can focus on this cabinet. I have a really cool idea for this. I think we should get started. Let's do it! First things first, this piece actually has a light in it. Up the top here, inside the glass, there is a light. And I want to first see if it works. If it does work, then I think we're going to have a little bit of a plant cabinet going on. If it doesn't work, then I will do a different, kind of display cabinet idea instead. But we need to test the light. So let's check and see if this light bulb is going to work. It works! Yay! Well, that makes me really happy. I did actually get out an extra light bulb just to see. At least it's good to know it works. Amazing. I'm so happy. Normally, my next step, actually this would be the first step, is to give it a clean. But I'm not going to do that because I'm about to make a whole lot of mess. I want to change some of the shape of this piece. There's a lot of curves. The kind of idea that I have does include curves, but not in the places that they're currently in. So we're going to straighten out the top and make that smooth, as well as around the bottom. But I do want to take this door off so I don't damage the glass first. I'm going to pop some tape down just to make sure that I can reduce the amount of potential splintering that there is. Now that I've got all of those curved edges that I didn't want removed, we're going to give this piece a clean. I'm going to use Dawn dish soap and also do a bit of a vacuum underneath because there's cobwebs, which usually means spiders, which we definitely don't want. So they gotta go, and I need to get this piece all prepped and ready for painting.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane.
In an ideal world, I'd like to just paint and not have to prime, but I don't know if it's actually going to stick. Although this is an all-in-one paint, so it is fairly durable. It's like paint, primer, top coat all in one. However, I just want to make sure. So I'm going to do a little test patch and I'll show you how you can test to see if you need to do a primer before putting on your paint as well. But just so you know, the paint that I'm going to use is Sacred Sage by Fusion Mineral Paint. I think it's going to pair really nicely with the wallpaper surprise I have later. To start with, I'm just going to do a little bit of a scuff sand with a 220 grit sandpaper and then pop on a little bit of paint.
Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agent.
actually decided to do two. One where I had done a scuff sand, one where I had not. So we will come back in an hour, 2 hours to just do a little scratch test and see which one works the best. So I'm just going to use my thumbnail to do a scratch test and then do another scratch test with a nail file, and that is fine. So that's not coming off on this one. Let's test this one now. So we'll do, seems to be the same. Ah, okay. There you go. On this one, the one where there was no sanding done at all, no scuff sanding, it's actually coming off, which means that I definitely need to scuff sand. On this one, if I scratch here, it's not coming off at all. So that's really good. So I need to just sand this and then scuff sand everything else, and then I can pop on my paint. Really bad at keeping in the lines, which is probably not so good for someone who likes to flip furniture. I need to keep some very clean lines on this particular flip. I'm not planning to paint certain parts of this at all, so I'm thinking if I put a little bit of top coat along that. I'm using the Fusion Mineral Paint Tough Coat for my clean lines, hopefully clean lines.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city light. Hey darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around.
It's painting time, which means I'm very happy. I should not dance on camera. It means there's a record of it.
Leave a little note and we'll drive real far. Let's get out, we can leave this city. Let's drive to the open air. Yeah, the countryside is so pretty, with the wind blowing in your hair. We can look back someday. Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey.
I don't often do this step in my videos, but it is a pretty dang important one, so we're going to do it today, and that is to sand in between your paint coats. So we're going to go in with a 320 grit and just smoothing out any little bumps that have popped up from the first coat of paint.
Hey darling, you know we're gonna have a really good time, driving in the middle of the night when the stars are bright.
I've got 3 coats of paint on the cabinet upstairs, but I really want to work on the cabinet door because I'm not 100% sure if what I'm doing is actually going to work. But I want to create an archway out of MDF. I've got 4 pieces here that fit into this section, so I need to draw out an arch and then cut out that, glue it down, and fingers crossed, if everything goes well, we have an archway.
Doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart will show somewhere in the great unknown. When I return from the afterglow, will you carry me like I am whole again? Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it.
It's looking pretty good, and I think it is about time to glue this down. There's a couple of little spots that I will need to patch, but that is okay because I already knew I was going to have to do that. So I'm going to glue it down, and I've found it's a new E6000 glue. I've actually never used E6000 before, but I know a lot of DIYers and craft people love it. But this one's a new one, so it's a multi-surface all-weather adhesive, so it's good for indoor and outdoor, and it is in a clear finish. But this should be good for using on glass as well as the MDF. So we're going to glue it down. Very excited and a little anxious, but I think it's going to look really good. There's definitely more work to be done on this, but because I've used E6000 glue, it is going to take a little while to cure and dry. I think it's 24 to 72 hours, so I'm definitely going to leave this one overnight. But in the meantime, we are going to get to doing all of the fun things to the cabinet door, this cabinet door, and also the drawer front as well. So I'm going to do a little decorative detail on there, give this time to dry, and sort of essentially get the rest of the cabinet prepped and ready for this lovely archway to be added. There's literally nowhere for me to put this. So I have a bunch of these ridged dowels. It's got like a pretty trio ridge there. And I'm going to place them all the way along both of these so that they line up as well. So I've got shorter ones and I've got longer ones, and we're just going to use some wood glue to glue these down. So we're going to start approximately in the middle. I genuinely have no idea if this is going to look good or not. I just wanted to do something a little different so it wasn't, you know, all flat, but will the ridged edge look good? I don't know. The piece was free, so I feel like it's, you know, it's always a good opportunity to try things out. And also, if nothing else, this piece is still going to look a lot better than it did when I got it from the side of the street. Gaps to fill in to make this look more seamless than it currently does. I've got gaps near the edge here of the frame, but also the tip on the arch actually chipped off when I was using my jigsaw, which was kind of annoying. So I've glued it in place, but because it chipped off, I just need to smooth out the small amount of damage where it is, and so I'm just going to use plastic wood. I know a lot of people would probably use Bondo, but unfortunately I can't seem to find it here in Canada. So if you know, let me know in the comments below where I can get Bondo at not an insanely expensive price, because I think I looked on Amazon, it was like $85, and I'm pretty sure that that wouldn't be the actual price, but I could be wrong. So let me know if you know where I can find it in Canada. I am actually in Quebec. You got those tips? I want them. Let's get this all smoothed out and looking real schmick. We are at a stage now where I really want to get this cabinet back off the ground, especially for doing the top coat, and I'm just going to remove the varnish, the stain on here, and I'm going to do the same for the top as well. Remove that stain and then get that all set up again. On the same color of paint as the rest of the cabinet onto the drawer fronts, and I'm just going to brush in to the nooks first before I roll over the top. I mean, most likely I won't really have to roll all that much because it'll pretty much be covered, but I just want to make sure that I'm getting into all of these little gaps first.
In and out of love, never get enough. We never seem to get older. Things are going right, you seem to have the time, but when it's hard you just grow cold up. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat cause we're scared of the silence. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires, fires around ourselves. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat cause we're scared of the silence. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. Fires around ourselves, it's deja vu. Memories come back when
she's upright. And now I need to attach the cabinet door and pop in the drawer just to make sure, you know, like everything works.
memories come back when I'm with you. Been here 1,000 times. Set up a stage of lies.
I'm obsessed. I love it. It worked out so good. But we've still got some more to do.
Acting drunk even though we're sober. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires. The words repeat cause we're scared of the silence. We should be good, but we keep lighting fires.
I'm gonna pop a top coat on just the inside on these two walls because I'm gonna cover this wall with some pretty wallpaper in a minute. So we'll do the top coat on those two walls with the Fusion Mineral Paint Tough Coat and a sponge and a sponge brush just to get into the corners. But the reason that I really want to do a top coat on the inside is because this is intended to be a plant cabinet. Spritzing on the inside, then it could potentially impact the paint. You know, like Fusion Mineral Paint is an all-in-one, but it's just good to have a little extra protection to make sure that it's going to be the perfect finish possible.
From my window, sun's coming up like
This piece already looks really good as it is, but I thought I would just jazz it up a little bit more with some wallpaper because I've got this pretty print. I think that this will look really nice in here.
I was never the one to write up a song for just anyone. I was always the one to find myself lost in long conversations. Oh, cause I've always been told that things will unfold if you keep on waiting. But then you came along.
Okay, well, it is not as flawless as the perfectionist in me wants it to be, but it's pretty good and I'm okay with it. We're gonna get the top back on and see this come together.
You're making me wanna try forever, and I feel so free. Oh my sweet baby.
Okay.
I was never the one.
It works! It's very dirty, it still needs a tidy up, but hot damn, it worked. And it also needs hardware.
life is a winding road, no telling where it goes. Driving through days and nights.
Because of the glass and it's not like solid wood straight through, I actually can't screw this one in, so I'm gonna use E6000, hoping that that works and just keeps it in place.
If I will ever figure out where the road goes, even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high.
I can't believe it, it looks so good! I'm so happy with it. It's like, I'm sorry, excuse me, how did you get to be so beautiful? A lot of hard work. It actually is probably one of the most time-consuming flips that I've ever done. But I think it was worth it because what it looked like before with that really orange stain color going over it, some curves in places where it just wasn't serving the piece of furniture, like there was just too much going on. It didn't seem intentional enough. There was nothing going for it. Now, however, we've got beautiful archways, some lovely drawer details, and I'm sorry, but the wallpaper, I think the wallpaper is my favorite part. I was actually contemplating not putting the wallpaper on for a brief period of time. very happy I threw that idea away because it looks so good. It just kind of ties it together, and I think it makes it even more special than it would have been without the wallpaper. If you guys like this flip as much as I did, give it a thumbs up. And also do remember to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you know when I upload videos every single week. Follow me over on Instagram. I actually had you guys help me out with the positioning of the hardware over on Instagram, so shout out to you guys who helped. I really appreciate that. I'm super thrilled with this flip, and I'm probably just gonna stare at it for the whole week until I get another video to you guys. So I'll see you next week. Bye guys. Today, I think wait, hey. There's oh my god.